The roller coaster ride continues for Nebraska, especially at the quarterback position. What's going on, everybody? Big Ten Ted coming at you here today for this game recap. Yet another one-score loss for the Nebraska Cornhuskers. And I know the Big Red Nation is sick of hearing this, but I'm going to give you with some positives from this matchup, okay? Wisconsin had a fantastic defense coming into this. They're their top two, 1, 2, 3, in certain categories statistically in the United States of America. So this was one of the top defenses in all of college football. And Nebraska went out and was able to move the ball very effectively in this game. Adrian Martinez threw for 351 yards in this matchup. And he looked good at times. But then he looked bad at times. Right? Those interceptions did not look good, and that's what I'm talking about at the top of the video. The roller coaster, right? The Nebraska fans, not only this season, but going back the last couple of years in which Adrian has been the starting quarterback of this football team, it's been a roller coaster. I tweeted it during the game, and I said, I remember watching, I believe it was his first game or one of his first games. They played Colorado on the road, I believe it was. And from then to now, I'm not sure how much Adrian Martinez has truly developed. I think he's gotten a little bit better. I will say right after I tweeted that, he went off and led the team down the field for a score, and he looked pretty good until Wisconsin brought the pressure there late in the game. He put them in a position to win, and he was gutsy, right? He's been hurt this season. He's been hurt in other seasons. He's been gutsy. He's been a great leader for this team. But I still don't know, right? There were times during this game where I thought, no, Adrian's not the guy. They need to move in another direction, get a QB in the portal. But then he goes out and he leads them down the field, and then he leads them into scoring position to try to tie the game with just seconds remaining. And that's been his whole career, right? He shows flashes of brilliance, and then he goes down, and it's not consistent. The consistency has been the problem at the quarterback position. So I still don't know if he's the right guy to save Scott Frost's job next season. But you got to give big props, right? Nebraska was without Ramir Johnson in the running game. Marvin Scott filled in very nicely. A lot of depth, even with one of their top running back recruits transferring out this season. This was still a great performance, a fantastic performance for Nebraska offensively. But once again, it wasn't enough. For Wisconsin, holy cow, Braylon Allen. There was no other way to go late in that game than to hand the ball off to Braylon Allen, because you knew he was going to turn up 4, 5, 2, 6 yards, and eventually he was going to pop one. And he did late in that football game. And this guy's a beast. I want to see Wisconsin and Ohio State in the Big Ten Championship, maybe for one reason only, is to see those two great true freshman running backs, Braylon Allen and Travion Henderson, to go head-to-head, and who's going to have the better day in Indianapolis. Boy, that could be a great matchup for many other reasons. But Braylon is so advanced, right? For his age, he reclassified to get to Madison earlier. But man, this guy has speed. He's got power, and he's got the smartness, to find the hole and find the cutback and all those certain things that veteran running backs learn as they get older. But this guy has skill on top of skill, and he's just another line of great Wisconsin running backs. And one thing, right? It's been a while since I've talked about Wisconsin, but Graham Mertz, okay? I've kind of watched his tape over the weeks ever since that 1-3 start. And what they have done is they've taken the ball out of his hands. Now, it's helped that Mr. Braylon Allen has stepped up into an emerging number one back type of role, but they're taking the ball out of the hands of Graham Mertz. And I think because of that, he's making less mistakes. And he's making better throws when they're asking him to throw the football, convert third downs, push it down the field, to Pryor, to Davis, to their tight end, Jake Ferguson, and they're able to make those plays. It's a Wisconsin game plan, right? It's run heavy, it's play action, let's make the throws when we need to make them. And this game plan and that style of play has worked tremendously, and that style of play, now with the run heavy back in, it might cause them to be Big Ten West champions, and who knows, in a one-off scenario with Ohio State, what can happen. But I love what Wisconsin's doing. They're doing exactly what they need to. Okay, that was the key when I talked about Wisconsin earlier this season. They needed to take the ball out of the hands of Graham Mertz, and they needed somebody to step up. Was it going to be Malusi? Was it going to be Allen? Was it going to be somebody else? And Braylon Allen has definitely stepped up for Wisconsin. We're going to finish things off with Nebraska. Man, it hurts you so much, and you're so close right now, and they are definitely playing for 2022. And I want to give big props to Scott Frost and this coaching staff, right? The coaching staff that is still there, right? This team could have easily, like I just said in the preview, on paper they were outmatched, right? The Wisconsin defense, a lot of players not in, coaching staff pretty much all gone on the offensive side, but you got to give credit to Scott Frost. That team was ready to play from the outset today. They didn't fold. They didn't, oh, let's worry about 2022. Let's just get ready for that. No. This team was ready to play, and they played with one of the hottest teams in the country, toe to toe. And they played, right? They played with Michigan State. They played with Michigan. Now they played with Wisconsin. We know they can play with them. What's the problem? What do they have to do to get over the hump? Is it the quarterback play? Is it Adrian? Is it something else? I'm sure we'll be talking about that a lot during the offseason. Want to know what you guys think about this game. Wisconsin, are they a threat to Ohio State in Indianapolis? Should they get to that point? Braylon Allen, is he the best running back in the Big Ten? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe to Big Ten Ted as well. I'm Big Ten Ted. We'll see you in the next one.